Have you ever felt overwhelmed by everything that happens around you? Negative news, endless conflicts, and challenges that seem to grow every day? It's as if we were fighting against an uncontrollable tide, trying to fix something that is far beyond our reach. But what if there was another way? A way to change not the entire world, but the way we live within it. Today I want to propose a simple but transformative reflection. Instead of trying to control what is beyond our control, how about turning our attention to what we can really influence? Inspired by the teachings of Stoic philosophy, we can discover a new way of facing difficulties and, more importantly, finding balance in the midst of chaos. This idea is not about giving up, but about redirecting efforts to what really matters, something that can, in fact, bring concrete results. And before we delve deeper into this topic, take the opportunity to subscribe here on the channel. That way, you won't miss any content that can directly impact the way you see and live life. Let's explore this new perspective together and open doors to a clearer understanding of what is within our control. Chapter 1. What the Stoics say about control. The Stoics, known for their practical approach to life, taught that everything we encounter can be divided into two clear groups: that which is within our control and that which is beyond our control. This distinction is the basis of their philosophy and one of the secrets to achieving a balanced life. For them, the key to a more serene existence lies in channeling our attention to that which we can truly shape: our actions, thoughts, choices, and attitudes. These are the areas in which we have complete autonomy. On the other hand, elements such as the actions of others, the weather, or external events belong to the realm of the uncontrollable. Expending energy trying to change these things is, according to the Stoics, like fighting the wind, exhausting and pointless. Accepting this difference does not mean resignation, but rather a form of freedom. When we understand where to place our effort, we stop worrying about what is beyond our power and find strength in what we can change. Chapter 2. Identifying your reach. One of the first steps to applying Stoic teachings to your daily life is learning to recognize what is truly within your control. It sounds simple, but this practice requires attention and honesty. Ask yourself, is this really in my hands? This exercise helps you separate what is worth your energy from what is only causing frustration. Within your control are the choices you make in each moment: how you choose to act, what you choose to think, and how you choose to respond to challenges. For example, you cannot control how someone else acts, but you can control how you respond. You cannot control the weather, but you can decide how to prepare for it. This notion reminds us that even in difficult situations, there is always something we can do. On the other hand, the behavior of other people, the events around us, and even major world issues are outside of your control. This does not mean that you cannot care or get involved, but that your concern should be proportionate to what can actually be done. Worrying about what you can't change is like trying to push a mountain, a directionless effort. By identifying what is within your reach, you direct your efforts to where they truly make an impact. This is where personal transformation happens. Chapter 3. The importance of self-responsibility. One of the most powerful lessons from the Stoic philosophers is the idea of self-responsibility. For them, true freedom comes from taking control of our own decisions and actions without placing blame on others or circumstances. This means understanding that we are responsible for how we respond to challenges, not just for the situations we encounter. Letting go of the victim mentality is a crucial step toward achieving inner peace. When we see ourselves as victims of what happens around us, we lose our power to act. The blame for our happiness or unhappiness ends up being attributed to external factors: the behavior of others, life circumstances, or even fate. However, the Stoics invite us to adopt a different perspective. No matter what happens, we always have the option to choose our response. This shift in perspective puts us in charge of our lives. Even when we encounter difficulties, we can decide how we deal with them. Adversity becomes an opportunity to practice virtue and resilience. By taking responsibility for our choices, we become stronger and less susceptible to external chaos. This sense of personal power is liberating because it puts us at the center of our actions rather than being held hostage by situations. By taking control of our own lives, we begin to see obstacles not as impenetrable barriers, but as tests that we can overcome. Are you ready for the next part? Chapter 4. Starting with your inner world. When we talk about transformation, our minds often automatically turn to the outside world. Changes in our circumstances, the people around us, or even the world as a whole. However, true revolution begins within us. That is where the real power to achieve peace and serenity lies. Stoic philosophy teaches us that in order to master what is happening outside of us, we must first learn to master what is happening within. Our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions are the key to our state of balance. When we can manage these internal aspects, we become less affected by external turbulence. Stoics believe that inner peace is not something we can find outside, but something that is already within us, waiting to be cultivated. This requires a close look at our mental reactions. How do we react to what happens to us? What beliefs do we harbor, and how do they shape our emotions? By beginning to question and, if necessary, adjust our thought patterns, we begin to have more control over our reactions. Instead of being swept away by momentary emotions or automatic thoughts that arise when faced with challenges, we can choose a more balanced and rational response. This ability to manage our mind is the basis for facing adversity in a calm and centered way. Thus, the transformation we seek in the external world begins with the change we make within ourselves. Only when we learn to be responsible for our thoughts and emotions can we act more clearly and assertively in the world around us. Ready to move on to the next point? Chapter 5. Practical Stoic Exercise. One of the most powerful practices of the ancient Stoics was daily writing. This may seem simple, but it has a profound impact on how we perceive our actions and react to situations. Stoic thinkers used their journals as a tool for self-knowledge, recording not only the challenges of the day, but also their reactions to them and the lessons learned from each experience. This exercise can be a huge ally in your journey of self-transformation. By taking a few minutes out of your day to reflect on what happened, you gain a clearer view of how you have acted in the face of adversity. Ask yourself, what challenges did I face today? How did I react? Was there anything I could have done differently? These simple questions can open up new space for understanding your own behavior patterns. The practice of writing also allows you to observe, over time, your evolution. You will see what works for you, what needs to be adjusted, and how you can improve your reactions to difficulties. This self-awareness is essential to strengthening your ability to stay calm, make more rational decisions, and act with greater clarity. In addition, the Stoics believed that daily reflection helped solidify your values and virtues, such as courage, temperance, and wisdom. By recording your thoughts, you also remember your deepest intentions, refocusing your mind on what really matters. The personal journal is, therefore, a simple but effective practice. It creates a routine of constant reflection that can transform the way you deal with life's ups and downs. Chapter 6. Dealing with adversity. Life is full of challenges. That's undeniable. We all, at some point, face difficulties that test us. What the Stoics teach us, however, is that we cannot control these adversities, but rather the way we choose to react to them. As the philosopher Epictetus said, "It is not what happens that matters, but how you react." This phrase sums up, in a simple but profound way, the core of Stoic philosophy. The obstacles in life are not what cause us suffering, but rather the way we face and deal with them. We can choose to see them as insurmountable threats or as opportunities to exercise resilience and virtue. When a problem arises, the first reaction is often one of frustration or despair. But the Stoics invite us to take a step back and reflect, how can I use this situation to grow? They believe that every difficulty brings with it the opportunity to develop qualities such as patience, courage, and self-control. Each challenge is, therefore, an opportunity to practice inner strength and learn something new about yourself. Instead of reacting impulsively, try to adopt a reflective stance. Ask yourself, what can this situation teach me? How can I react in a more balanced and wise way? Exercising resilience in this sense is learning not to let yourself be dominated by contrary winds, but to remain firm, even when things do not go as desired. By dealing with adversity in this way, we not only lessen the negative impact it has on us, but we also become better prepared to face future challenges with greater peace of mind and clarity. Adversity ceases to be an insurmountable obstacle and becomes a tool for personal growth. Chapter 7. Redefining Success. In the modern world, we often associate success with external factors, money, status, and recognition. However, for the Stoics, the true measure of success is not external circumstances, but rather our ability to live according to our deepest principles. For them, happiness and success are achieved when we are in harmony with our values, regardless of what is happening around us. Stoicism challenges us to rethink what it truly means to be successful. Success is not a reward that you receive for achieving material goals or winning the approval of others. Rather, it is an internal sense of integrity and coherence. This means that true fulfillment lies in aligning with what is essential to you, your beliefs, virtues, and purpose. When setting your goals, it is important to ask yourself, are these goals in line with what I consider truly valuable in life? Instead of seeking only visible results, such as money or recognition, ask yourself whether your actions and choices are contributing to meaningful personal growth. Stoic success is an ongoing journey of self-discovery in which we seek to live in accordance with the virtues and principles we cherish. This redefinition of success can be liberating as it frees us from the pressure to live up to external expectations. Instead of conforming to standards imposed by society or others, you begin to build a life that reflects your own authentic beliefs and aspirations. By focusing on what truly matters, success becomes something deeper and more lasting. Now more than ever, success ceases to be an external race and becomes a constant practice of aligning with your values, and that, in itself, is true victory. Chapter 8. The Power of Example. One of the most powerful lessons of Stoicism is that by transforming our own lives, we not only improve ourselves, but we also have the power to inspire those around us. While we often seek to change the external world, the Stoics remind us that the most profound impact we can have is by being an example of virtue and integrity. By living our values, even in the face of an imperfect world, we can inspire others to do the same. True influence comes not from grandiose words or speeches, but from consistent, authentic actions. When you visibly practice Stoic principles, such as self-control, wisdom, and resilience, your behavior becomes a reflection of your deepest values. This example can touch people in unexpected ways, showing them that it is possible to live with purpose and dignity, no matter the circumstances. Even in a world full of uncertainty and challenge, acting with integrity is a quiet but profound power. By doing so, you not only shape your own life, but also become a light that can guide others to live with greater clarity and inner strength. Stoicism teaches us that by focusing on our own transformation, we become agents of change, creating a lasting, positive impact on those around us. Ultimately, the example you set is not only a way to teach, but also a way to build a more resilient and conscious community. By becoming a model of a life guided by reason and virtue, you pave the way for others to follow this journey as well. Chapter 9. Practicing Gratitude. Gratitude is one of the simplest and most powerful practices for cultivating a balanced mind and a peaceful heart. In Stoicism, gratitude is not just a reaction to good things that happen to us, but a conscious choice to focus on the things we already have in our lives. Instead of endlessly seeking more, we can learn to appreciate what is already present and recognize the abundance in our daily journey. The daily practice of gratitude helps us redirect our minds away from worries and insatiable desires and toward what is truly valuable. Rather than focusing on what is missing, gratitude teaches us to appreciate what we have already achieved, whether in small victories or simple moments of happiness. The Stoics understood that the human mind has a tendency to fixate on what is out of place or what we do not have, which can lead to anxiety and dissatisfaction. By practicing gratitude, we can change this mindset. By making a conscious effort to recognize blessings, even in difficult situations, we make room for inner peace. This daily habit of recognition creates a foundation for the mind, helping it stay focused on the positive and strengthening our resilience in the face of adversity. Gratitude not only elevates our perception of life, but also reminds us that even in the midst of chaos, there is always something to be grateful for. By practicing gratitude, we take an important step toward a fuller and more balanced life, aligned with the Stoic principles of living with virtue and serenity. Gratitude allows us to enjoy the good in the present, helping us face the future with greater confidence and tranquility. Chapter 10. Small actions, big impacts. Too often, we seek major changes and immediate transformations, believing that only radical actions can produce significant results. However, Stoic philosophy teaches us that it is small daily actions that, when added together, have the power to generate profound changes over time. Lasting transformations do not come from the search for quick fixes, but from the ongoing commitment to gradual improvement. One of the biggest mistakes is to think that we need grand gestures to make a difference. In fact, change begins with simple, consistent adjustments, such as being more patient in daily interactions, improving the way we communicate, or even learning to respond calmly to challenging situations. These small choices shape our journey and, over time, have a much greater impact than we imagine. The Stoics believed that the constant practice of virtues, even in the most mundane situations, is what truly defines our character. Resilience is not built in moments of crisis, but in the way we deal with the small obstacles of everyday life. Wisdom does not come from great revelations, but from how we constantly seek to improve with each action, with each choice. So don't underestimate the power of small actions. Being more considerate of others, practicing empathy, learning to breathe before reacting. These are simple but powerful gestures. Over time, they become part of who you are and transform not only your life, but also the impact you have on the world around you. True, lasting change is a daily endeavor. By consistently applying these small adjustments, you will see major transformations, both in yourself and in your ability to deal with life's challenges. Each conscious step you take is a significant contribution to a more balanced and serene future. Now, have you realized that you don't have to try to fix the world to feel that something has changed? Often, true transformation begins within us. By focusing on our personal universe and adjusting our reactions, values, and attitudes, we can achieve profound and lasting changes. And best of all, this is the most effective way to deal with adversity and live in a more balanced and serene way. So, put into practice the ideas we explored today and see how your perspective can change over time. Remember, the power is in your hands. By changing what is within your reach, you begin to change your world. If you like this content, don't forget to like it. Share it with someone who could benefit from this reflection. And, of course, subscribe to the channel to watch the next videos. We are together on this journey of self-discovery and growth. Until next time.